Welcome back, Ninja community and persons that have just become Ninja enough to view my materials for the very first time. Congratulations on becoming Ninja enough to view my materials. Now in this video right here, I'm going to be demonstrating a combo that is usable with 5 weapons and unarmed. So, demonstrating it with sai being held this way. There are several ways to hold a sai. I'll just go from this position here. I'll show you first. Okay, the combination is here, here, and here. Okay, now before I break it down into those 5 different weapons and unarmed, I will go over my quality statement and disclaimer real quick, which is mostly out of liability. So bear with me real quick as I run through it. Notice the viewer, because you understands my quality statement and disclaimer video, additionally agrees that this video right here could be treated as is with ballistic protection, which in short means I don't have a seal on it, therefore I don't guarantee the techniques and or your application of the techniques. And if you're watching this video with the intention of using its content to commit a crime, that is additionally a crime. Actually using any of my content in committing a crime is an additional crime. Okay, so there's different ways. Also, the viewer agrees that this is my intellectual property that I'm allowing others to view. Okay, now I have some other videos where I break down some basics on the sai. You should probably check those out first. But there are different ways to hold the sai. Running through it real quick. One of the ways is here, right? Or here. Here. Or some arts practice this way. Okay. I'll use it this way if I'm holding one. Okay. There's here. And there's also here. Okay. So this first strike here comes from this position here. And it goes straight out. And then from this position you would pivot as you struck this way. And then it follows through with a downward poke towards the abdomen. Okay, breaking it down on your dummy here is this first strike coming straight out usually goes towards the mouth, right, or stabbing them in the throat. Okay, this next strike here is a strike down into the collar area, like just right up in between either the collar or the neck. All right. The other strike is a downward strike at the abdomen, which goes in this direction here. Okay. So if my opponent had ducked the first strike in a real fight type of situation, he would probably have moved, because he's probably not going to stand there and let me do all this to him. Okay, so in a real fight, he would probably have ducked this way in one scenario. If he ducks that way, right, if he's coming this way, and I had thrown that, right, this other strike here, what I have is I have hooked the back of his head, right, and this downward strike transitioning into that position puts more power on the end of this. Okay. So, also the movement is ambiguous in different positions. Holding the sai, which is knowing how to hold the sai is also probably just as fundamental as it is to strike with it, and the transitions are just as important. Okay, so that strike going this way, if my opponent had ducked out of the way and ducked out of the way of this strike, puts me in the perfect position to hit my opponent. Okay, and it can even be done this way, where it's just a strike this way. Now, some arts practice where they use the index finger on it. However, I will be showing to strike without putting the index finger on it, but using the placement of where the index finger is, right, to give you proper placement on holding the sai. Okay, this strike here, coming around the side, what I could do is I could take this part here, or even this inside part, you can see, this inside part, and hook the back of his neck, right? I'm going to throw him this punch. He's probably ducked this way. I come around this way to try to hit him. He's probably ducked even lower. In this position, I could take this part here and tear downwards at the back of his neck. Okay, and then this punch here hit him in the abdomen. Okay. Using a different weapon, such as the tonfa, right, or a side-handle baton, the movement is only slightly modified without drastically modifying the movement. The movement is nearly identical. It would be a shot to the throat or near the mouth, right, from this position. And the movement comes straight out to my opponent. Okay, having nothing here as a weapon, I would use a distraction by slapping my opponent at the face, right? So that movement looks this way, slapping my opponent, and then it's a downward strike at the abdomen, okay? It can even be done from this position here as a strike at the face, bring a shot at the nose. Okay, a distraction hit by slapping my opponent, and then a downward strike at the abdomen. Even if I'm holding the weapon in the other hand, the movement is slightly different. I could use a distraction hit by either slapping my opponent in the face, and then using the wrap shot, right? This right here would connect right here at the temple. Right, so I can distract my opponent by slapping them in the face, and then do the wrap shot the side of the head, and then a punch at the lower abdomen. Okay. Using the movement of the sash, it's the same. The combination is the same. It is a punch. It is a radius strike using this part of the arm, right? A radius strike to anywhere from here to the temple, right? Anywhere up in here. So a punch, a radius strike, and then a strike at the abdomen. If you notice, the movement of the sash isn't inhibited by these strikes, right? It's not inhibited. However, with a sash, I can easily bind up my opponent, especially if they were throwing punches while I was trying to hit them, which is why it's one of my favorite weapons. So, distraction hit, a radius strike. And again, if they have stepped to the side here, right, to avoid that punch, and they've moved right here, this distraction hit here, or this radius strike, comes to the back of them. And in this right here, I'm hitting them in the stomach. Okay, so with a machete, it's pretty much the same way. If you notice, from this position, that strike comes straight out to my opponent, right? From here, comes straight out to my opponent. And then I would distract them by slapping them in the face. And then it's a downward strike to the abdomen, right? Because if I was to draw back, it would flag my movement and have my opponent be alerted that I was going to actually be throwing a strike. So, from this position, the strike is also up in this area here, right? And then again, the distraction hit is to slap them in the face, right? Or if they have ducked into me after that, I would be grabbing them. And then this strike here goes into the abdomen. Okay, with a kamma as the weapon is more different than the other weapons, the strikes are more modified. They're still only slightly modified without drastically modifying the movement. And it would probably go this way if someone was to do the same combination of movements with a kamma as done with those weapons. Okay, so the first move would be a swipe at the throat, a distraction hit, and then a downward cut like a raking cut, right? So if you've watched the video so far, you should probably hit like hard like a ninja and subscribe to be alerted for when I do videos on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Check out my other videos. And of course, if you have a question, feel free to leave a comment below. So we'll keep doing some more of these right here. Now, as a combo, as you would practice it, is just simple, right? In a real fight, if someone actually ever had to use this in a real fight, you know, where they're not breaking the law in doing it, a lot of times this combination is set up to facilitate most of the movements your opponent might make. This distraction hit, if they don't move, they get hit, obviously. If they had ducked into this side, somehow moved over here, this other hit here, as I'm pivoting the body, I'm in the perfect position to grab them. Or I have connected and hit them in the side of the head, right? And then of course this one, if the first two did not connect, usually they have put themselves low and prone, nearly prone. As in a real fight, you're going to be moving around. You're going to be throwing punches like this, right? You're going to be probably ducking out of the way. Okay. Now, if your opponent had ducked to the other side, there are other follow-up combos that would work. For instance, if you had thrown that punch and they had stepped to the side, you could come back this way, right? Or from this position, if you had thrown that punch and they had stepped that way, you could back fist at them, right? As they have stepped to what is called your dead side, right? That's called your dead side. You would want to hit this way. The same alternate combination is applicable with multiple weapons. As this right here, and that distraction hit, and then punching them in the stomach. If they had stepped to this side rather than this side, right? A distraction hit, I would be pivoting the body. I would be stepping forward, right? And pivoting the body. I would turn the fist this way and do a back fist or a hammer fist, right? A back fist is more like this. You would more want it this way, as you always want the spine of the tonfa aligned, right? Aligned in the direction you're striking. If you're striking this way, you want the spine of the tonfa aligned with the strike. Okay? So, again, like, comment, subscribe, share. Check out my other videos. And of course, you can share my video only with people who are ninja, but not with people who ought to be ninja, because they might accidentally learn something. And of course, until next time, stay ninja, my friends.